I'm going to talk about the measurement and the project, the Skimmer. Now we're doing the metric skimmer, and this is in your Google Classroom. It says all the things you need, says the procedure, okay, how far did it go, and then down below here is the actual directions. Now this is page 3, and if you want an actual copy of it, you could hit print and print page 3. Here's what it's going to kind of look like when it gets done. All right, so we're going to focus on this part right here. Notice it says all the parts are in millimeters, and that's important for you to remember. Okay, so here we are, and I printed this out right here. I'm going to be giving you a manila folder. Here it is. Now the important things when you draw these lines is you have to make sure that they are parallel and perpendicular to each other. Now the first thing you want to do is get the rule, and here's the ruler itself. We're using the metric side, and that's right here. Okay? It goes to 30. And again, there are 10 spaces between here. The halfway mark, again, half of 10 is 5. So this is what we're doing. I'm going to make sure that I draw a line across the top. Now, first off, I'm going to do is I'm going to mark 21 here and go to the other side and mark 21. Now, that's 21 centimeters or 210 millimeters. I have a nice line coming across. Okay? Now if I look at my plans right here, I have it's 100 down to here. Okay? And it has 12 right in here and here. I'm going to draw the 100 measurement here first. 100 millimeters. How I do that is this. Now 100 millimeters is 10 centimeters. So I mark it here. And again, in order to keep the lines parallel, I'll mark it on both sides. This is a mistake that many people make. And then I connect the dots. Now I'm lining up the two right here. Now when I look at this, the lines are parallel. Okay? I look at the whole thing. They're equal distance apart. And that's important because these are the rails that your skimmer is going to ride on. Next they say 12 apart of millimeter. And that's 1.2 centimeters. And again, I mark them on both sides because I want to make sure that they stay parallel. I line them up, and I just pull the pencil across. Again, check your work when you're done to make sure that the lines are staying parallel. And you can tell parallel. Lines that never touch. When I look at these, they stay equal distance apart. So now I got this basic shape done. Next, I got this line, and this line, and this line, and this line. Now this is 75 over. Oh, the length of it. I have 280 millimeters, which is 28 centimeters. I go from the edge, 28. And again, I mark it on both sides because I want the lines, don't want to guess. I want to make sure that these lines are perpendicular. Okay? So I have the length. This I'm going to cut off. This part up here I'm going to cut off. I need to put a line right here, 7.5. Which is 7.5 centimeters. The biggest mistake people make, I've noticed, is they don't measure them from both sides. Here's my basic shape. Now, they do one thing more, and they have cut lines and fold lines. If you notice on this drawing, this is dashed. That's a fold line, and this is a solid line to here. These are solid. Those are cut lines. And you can do that in there if you want. One thing more I need to say too, I'm not really leaning on the pencil a lot. I keep my lines fairly light. And the reason for that is if I make a mistake, I can always erase. Okay? So I have this done. I'm going to leave this like this and show you in a bit. Now, next thing I got to do are these two fins. Now, there's two of these fins. Notice there's 75 and 75. Actually, you could almost have a square. Okay? And then you'd be cutting something out. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to the bottom here and just use the corner. Now, as long as I cut this perpendicular, and I'm really working on it, I should have a fabulous corner. I do 75 millimeters or 7.5. And I'm going to do 7.5 here. Then I'm going to come up on the side. I'm going to mark 75 millimeters or 7.5. And then I'm going to go on the other side all the way over here and do again. This line is fairly light. I just want to just barely be able to see it because it's going to help me construct it. Okay? Now, I did 75 and 75 here. I'm going to do one more. Let's do these right here. Okay? I've marked this on the bottom for 75. Let's go to the top. 75. 75. Connect these up. Connect these up. All right, really good. Now all I have to do is do these little angles here. Okay, 12 over, 12 over, and connect. So Now, within here, you have two fins, one for each side. I'm all set. This will be cut out. Okay? Okay, here's fin 1. Here's fin 2. Lastly, I got to do the air scoop. Now again, you have a basic shape of 75, a square right in here. And so I'm going to do that first within there. But I got to make sure I leave room right in here for the folds. So, I'm going to go from the bottom, and I'm just going to go over 20 millimeters. And then go over 0.75. Go to the top, 20 millimeters over, and 0.75. And there I have my basic shape, but I need to add a few things. I need to add these wings on right here, okay? They have them 9 millimeters and 3 millimeters at the top. So I measure 9. I go over on this side. I measure 9. And these come at a slight angle, so at the top, I'm measuring 3. Three. And 3. Now, these lines right here are the only lines that are not parallel. They come at an angle, okay? But make sure you draw the square first. They want these to be dashed. I can just probably do that. And there I have my layout done. Okay? Up here, I have the body, the main body. Okay? It's 280 by 100. Each one of these is 12. Down here I have the fins. I have 2 fins, fin 1 and fin 2. And then right here I have the air scoop. Remember, when you do the air scoop, draw the square first. A perfect square with lines being parallel and perpendicular. Then put on, okay? Then put on these little angled pieces, okay? That's it. If you don't really understand, just replay this video and stop it when you're ready and just redo it. I'll be around and doing this by hand myself. So you can see how to do it. And thanks.